responsibility which may cause a tremendous personal consequence, not only to oneself but also to one's family. I went through this in the course of my work in the Department of Justice. So I was given the fortune, fear of consequence involving democracy is important. Having risen from the ranks, I understood, and in my 4 years as presiding justice, I did not purchase an official vehicle for myself. I just used the vehicle that I inherited from my predecessor, and that was until I was promoted to the Supreme Court. I saw to it that promotion of court resources cooperate with the Supreme Court Judicial Reform Award from Chief Justice Hilario Davide. I also knew that it is important to be able to reach out to other government institutions and agencies. Basically, only in this way, vision to avail. In the Supreme Court, I'd like to inform the JBC that I am now the working chair of the First Division. I have been elected by my peers as vice working chair of the Committee on Ethics and Ethical Standards. Here, for sexual harassment.
Justice De Castro.
Good afternoon.
Actually, most of the questions that I had prepared have already been answered with your presentation, but I just have a few more. As the Supreme Court, have you had several...
Which, for instance, we look at the number of employees and see what is the ratio between women and men, and we also see that if we want to find out if our employees are following the rules that we have put in place, to see to it that in the court the employees and officials are gender sensitive, like in the use of their language. We have come up with a gender sensitive language book, and if they're following this. Even the court has come up with rules as to how we will address women and children who are victims of crimes.
Thank you, Justice, because I know that it's very active in the Supreme Court, but perhaps there is need to monitor how the effects, if any, on the lower courts. Moving on, you are the president of the Philippine Women Judges Association, and there are more and more women entering the judiciary. Proof of that is that more than half are actually women. What programs or what do you think can be done in order to effectively harness the resources that you have among women judges in order to promote the administration of justice?
Before I answer your question, I would like to, the PWJA would like to thank the JBC and the President for the numerous appointments and promotions that our women judges had so far been given. In fact, we find it difficult now to look for replacement, because every time there's a movement, we have to replace the directors and the officers. And that was because of the numerous appointments and promotions of our women judges. Going to your question, you're asking about what we can do to...
What projects have you done in the PWJA to harness this? Well, it's good that actually we do consider a lot of women judges for promotion and all, I mean, merit, not just on gender. But I would like to know if you have other ways of harnessing, their capabilities towards helping in the administration of justice.
Yes. In fact, we hold regular meetings, and during our meetings, we discuss how we can help improve the administration of justice. We, not only in terms of the performance of judicial work, but in the declogging of prisons, the decongestion of prisons, extending assistance to prisoners in order to alleviate their plight. We have also professional development projects for the judges. In the PWJA, we see to it that our women judges are able to avail of available opportunities to improve their skills and their knowledge. And we were able to send some of our women judges abroad to study on a scholarship and also to attend domestic seminars for professional development.
Thank you, Justice. Now, on another note, well, actually, you outlined several proposals in your opening statement as you gave a summary also of your career. Among the proposals that you stated in your opening statement, which, well, although you were not able to complete the presentation, we were given copies prior to your interview. Which would you consider a priority?
Improving the case adjudication. As you know, as I have mentioned earlier, this was the congestion in the court's docket was a problem in the 70s when I was still a young lawyer. And now it's already the 21st century and still we have this problem. And the cases from 400,000 in the 70s has gone up to 700,000 now. And so I think that while we have been implementing reforms, I believe that we need to do more. And there are a lot of measures that we can undertake to be able to improve the adjudication of cases and make sure that we can speedily dispense justice. It is there are several ways. One, we can look at the rules of procedure and see how we can reform our court procedure to be able to speed up the disposition of cases. Our problem when I was in the Sandigan Bayan, one major cause was rules. How we can limit the number of cases to the court. We have also introduced a lot of measures here to improve the rules of court. We have speedy ways of dealing with the small claims cases, not only through improvement of the rules, but also through computerization. We also make use of the resolution mechanism. Mediation, as you very well know, is stage, and there is a lot more room for improvement in terms of the professional development of the mediators. They are given trainings, but I think they are not really that in-depth. They need to have, I think, more extensive training, and there will be a lot of these available, not only here in the Philippines, but abroad. And there's also a problem about improving their salaries or giving them more salaries. And aside from that, the problem with mediation is that there is no regular budget for it. So we're relying on the fees. And we need more resources for the PhilJA to be able to concentrate on mediation. I am a keen advocate of this alternative dispute settlement mechanism because I myself experience how this can declog the court docket and how mediators can not only settle disputes but ensure peace in our society. And the katarungan pambarangay, although we cannot do any